So Biden is saying just today, U.S. forces conducted a dozen precision airstrikes within Syria, targeting ISIS camps and ISIS operatives. But okay, let's take a look.
We will help ensure stability in eastern Syria, protecting our personnel, against any threats, and remain our mission against ISIS will be maintained, including the security of detention facilities where ISIS fighters are being held as prisoners. We're clear-eyed about the fact that ISIS will try to take advantage of any vacuum to reestablish its capabilities and to create a safe haven. We will not let that happen. In fact, just today, U.S. forces conducted a dozen of precision airstrikes within Syria, targeting ISIS camps and ISIS operatives. We will help.
So they're attacking the jihadists that they don't support, but not attacking the jihadists that they do support. I don't know. This is just all seems insane to me at this point. I mean, why be involved at this point? It just seems crazy. I mean, I don't understand the point here. I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with some pipeline or something. I don't know, going through Saudi Arabia, through Syria. I don't know. Maybe something like that. But you've just got a bunch of jihadi groups there. Let's take a look here. U.S. launches dozens of precision airstrikes in Syria. Just everybody, the rebels are jihadis as well. Like, just everybody is. It's just that's who's all of the groups there. All of the groups there are they're all the same thing. But let's get to this first. We'll get to that in a second. We'll go through that in a second. But first, according to a CENTCOM statement, the operation involved precision strikes on over 75 targets, including multiple Air Force assets, including B-52 bombers, F-15 fighter jets, and A-10 aircraft. The U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, announced on Sunday that it has conducted a series of airstrikes in central Syria, targeting ISIS camps and operatives as part of an ongoing effort to combat the terrorist organization. Quote, the strikes against the ISIS leaders, operatives, and camps were conducted as part of the ongoing mission to disrupt, degrade, and defeat ISIS in order to prevent the terrorist group. They're all terrorist groups there, all of them. But in any case, in order to prevent the terrorist group from conducting external operations and to ensure that ISIS does not seek to take advantage of the current situation to reconstitute in central Syria. Okay. All right. The largest group of rebels currently in control in Syria is Hayat Tahrir al-Sham HTS. So HTS has spearheaded recent rebel offensives, capturing major cities like Aleppo, Hama, and advancing toward Damascus. It originated as an offshoot of Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda? Al-Qaeda, also known initially as Jabhat al-Nusra, but officially distanced itself from Al-Qaeda in 2016. Despite this rebranding, HTS is still considered a jihadist group by many international entities, including the United States, Russia, and Turkey, where it is designated as a terrorist organization. So, I mean, it's an offshoot of Al-Qaeda. Who's this guy? Who's the leader of this? Its leadership included Abu Mohammed al-Jolani, who has attempted to moderate the group's image, focusing on local governance in Idlib while maintaining a strict Islamist ideology. The composition of HTS includes both Syrian fighters and foreign militants, with an emphasis on Salafi jihadist ideology. Syrian HTS jihadist leader al-Jolani was Baghdadi's deputy in Iraq. Who was Baghdadi? Here he is, Abu Bakr Baghdadi, ISIL or ISIS leader, who Biden is just bombing right now. So, but not the guy who was his deputy in Iraq. So it all feels like some sort of game, right? You pick the jihadists you don't like, the jihadists you do like. They're all the same thing anyway. But I guess it's the ones you think you can control for things like, I don't know, getting like a pipeline through or something. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? Although, I mean, I think it seems like they should have learned through the whole through the whole Taliban thing, the whole Afghanistan, they kind of figured, well, we can arm these guys, these jihadists, and then they'll be our friends forever. And it doesn't really work out that way. They tend to be fairly unpredictable, but predictable in the sense that they're going to hate you. They hate you while you're helping them, and they're going to hate you after you're finished helping them and they get what they want. So I don't know. It all just seems like lunacy to me, to be honest. CENTCOM emphasized that initial assessments indicate no civilian casualties resulted from the strikes. Are they sure about that? General Michael Eric Kurilla, commander of CENTCOM, reinforced the U.S. commitment to preventing ISIS from regaining a foothold in Syria. Newsflash, they've taken over Syria. They just got a different name. That's it. They're all the same thing. All of these groups are the same thing. There should be no doubt. We will not allow ISIS to reconstitute and take advantage of the current situation in Syria. So, softball CNN interview for the guy, for their leader, for the offshoot of Al Qaeda group. So, I mean, I guess you can see something here, right? For some reason, CNN's giving a nice softball interview to the guy whose jihadist Islamic extremist group just took over Syria. This was before this happened. He said in this too, he says the Islamic government for Syria, minorities will be protected, he says. Why would anybody believe that? The rebels learned to be a good and coordinated army. He grew out of his ISIS days and is wise now. Let's see. All right. So what do you guys think? Does any of this seem sane in the slightest bit? Why not just get out? Just not be involved in the giant mess, which I don't know. There could possibly be unintended consequences for the planners of this, because obviously the guy getting the softball CNN interview is backed by the U.S., but backed by the administration, right? It often turns out, it seems, when you mess with these people, that there's unintended consequences. Totally predictable to sane people, but apparently the planners that just can't see that far ahead for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.